Welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whenever you're tuning in. Here we are today to discuss the Liverpool game at the weekend. And the title says it is. Are Aston Villa favourites to beat Liverpool at Anfield? As Villa on the rise and Liverpool seeming a bit of a crisis. This is Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and get in the comments as we discuss in this show today the question that is on my mind. Are we, for the first time in our lives, going to be going to Anfield as favourites? The last time you have to go back to Villa winning at Anfield is 2014, people. 2014, Aston Villa last won at Anfield. And I got asked this question by a Liverpool fan. Am I confident? Am I confident that Villa could win at Anfield? And I looked at them and thought, really? Is that question being posed to me? And my response was this. Surely Liverpool have some sort of comeback in them. Surely Liverpool are going to have a bounce back after having 4 losses. And the Liverpool fan turned around to me and said, no. Things are bad. Things are bad. And this was before a ball was kicked tonight, by the way. And I was like, I don't believe it. I said, I know Villa have done well. And I know Aston Villa have gone and beaten Spurs away, gone and beaten Manchester City at home. And I always said, but going to Anfield's a different kettle of fish. Going to Anfield is a complete different proposition. But then you see what's happened tonight. Arne Slot, and as people have said in the chat, big up to everyone, Liverpool are 2-0 down in the Carabao Cup against a Crystal Palace team. The Liverpool's, we thought Crystal Palace was our bogey team. I think Palace are becoming everyone's bogey team. Yeah. And honestly, to see the team lineup that Arne Slot has put out tonight is absolutely horrendous. Now, you could again look at it in 2 ways. Is Arne Slot saving the big guns? Is Arne Slot saving the big guns for the Liverpool game? Well, look at this lineup that he's put out. This is Arne Slot's response to being under pressure. And big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you're smashing the like button. I'll come to your comments in a bit. I just want to share the opening statement of what I'm feeling, which is this. This is a team that Arne Slot, by the way, the man who's just had 4 losses in a row in the Premier League. Yes, he had a win at Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League, which is a little bit of a different caliber to me. He put out this team. I think, wow, what are you doing? Arne Slot, for me, it has honestly, this is a statement of 2. This is either a man who is really arrogant now, because obviously he's got that league title and sort of backing himself to go, do you know what? I'll do what I want as Liverpool manager. I'm not being dictated to. I'm not being told I'm in a crisis situation. I'm not going to be told that I'm in a pressure situation. He's actually saying, I'll do what I want. Look at this team. Half these players I've heard of. Woodman, okay, Ramsey, youngster, Gomez, Andy Robertson getting a game at left centre-back. Kirkhead's having a stinker for them. Endo's a fringe player. Inouye, fringe player. Morrison. May as well have Tesco's and Asda in there as well. You got McAllister, Rio Ngoma, and then Chiesa. That team is so disrespectful to the Carabao Cup. But do you know what? I think it's the worst thing you can do, rotating. Now, he must be shitting himself about the Villa. That's the only way I can see it. It's the only way I can see it. Arne Slot is shitting himself about playing Aston Villa because that team lineup is a disgrace. But in the same breath, when you're having 4 losses in a row in the Premier League and you've lost to teams like Brentford, and no disrespect to Brentford, but again, I know we haven't had a good run against them, but Liverpool really, on paper, with all the spending they had this summer, should be beating Brentford, but they haven't. Brentford are doing very well. And again, I want to make that clear, no disrespect to Brentford, but they're losing to Chelsea, to Manchester United, to Brentford. They've had some shocking results. You have to go find a win. If you're Arne Slot, you need to try and buy a win. You need to go and buy a win. And going to buy a win would have been going to this Carabao Cup game and putting out a statement. But it also just reminds me, and do you know what the start reminder is? It just reminds me that this Premier League is so difficult. And it humbles me again as a Villa fan a bit of reflection in that sense of teams like Crystal Palace now really need to be in a conversation about a top 10 finish every season and how they could sneak into a top 8. Teams like Crystal Palace, again, I didn't even look at the Palace side. Let's have a quick look at the Palace side. Let's have a look at Palace's side. What did they put out in this competition? What did their manager, who's now got an appetite? Oh, look, a really strong team. And do you know what that says to me as well? And it's probably my one criticism. This is one of Palace's strongest teams. This is a very strong Crystal Palace lineup. Yes, you can say there's no Mateta, but that's a very strong Palace team. And their squad depth is starting to show as well. Palace have already beaten Liverpool this season. What I'm saying is that their manager also knows what it means, Oliver Glasner, to go and win trophies and what it can do for you. So I just think that this is madness. And I'm going to come up to the chat, so do not go anywhere. I'm going to read some of the comments in a second. But I just want to put this clear. I'm absolutely astounded that is how Arne Slot has responded after massive pressure. If you're on YouTube a lot or you look on YouTube, every Liverpool content creator I have seen, and let me know in the chat if you've seen any of this, have all said the following statements. Liverpool in a crisis. Arne Slot, question marks. I'm worried for Liverpool. Things are getting worse. That's all you hear from Liverpool fans. So if you're in that predicament and you're in that situation, why, oh, why have you not tried to get an important win to go then play an important Premier League game? If Liverpool lose at Anfield to Aston Villa, I think that is where Arne Slot 5 hours in a row in the Premier League. That's when the board are going to ask some horrible, horrible questions. And this is a question. I know we're going to talk about Villa in a minute, and I'm going to focus on Villa. But I think the narrative of Liverpool is so important. Genuine question in the chat. Arne Slot wins you the Premier League title. He goes into next season. You spend, and let's be clear here, you spend the money that Arne Slot has had. You spend the money that Arne Slot has had, and he has now taken you almost out of a title race like that and had nearly 4 losses on the bounce as 5. Do you think the justification for Liverpool fans to say Slot out, we need change, this isn't good enough, is fair? Or do you think he deserves money in the bank? That's what I want to know. But there's a lot of pressure there. Right, let me come to the comments. Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way. I did see, I've got some milestones in my stars. So big up to my man, the myth, the legend, that is Meeks in the house. Big up to our Meeks. Big up to Michael as well, another legend. Always keeping me steady. Big up to Michael and Fraser. 50 months, by the way. That's just absolutely astronomical. That's just massive support, Fraser. And as a Liverpool fan, I'd love to know your views on everything. But listen, each and every single one of you, you're one of our own. You're one of our own. You're one of our own. James Michael Fraser, you're one of our own. Right, let's go to some more comments. Big up to each and every single one. We all know we're going to lose 5-0. And yes, I'm going up the Villa. This is what I said to Liverpool fan, though. I said, surely. Because he said to me, honestly, this was on Never a Foul. He said to me, Monts from Big Six Bants, don't know if you follow the show. Monts from Big Six Bants looked at me and said, are you confident? I said, what do you mean, confident? He said, are you confident that you can beat us at Anfield? I said, Monts, it's Anfield. You're Liverpool. Villa should never be rocking up to Anfield being confident. He said, you're due something. You're due something magical. You're due a bounce back. And Villa will probably be on the end, as Super Matty says, a 5-0 thrashing. He actually said, no, things are going to get worse. What we're seeing tonight, maybe he's right. Maybe I've got to listen to Liverpool fans. And anyone else in the chat, let me know if you've spoken to Liverpool fans. Are they feeling the same? Maybe we've got to listen to these Liverpool fans. But what are Villa like going in as favourites for a game? That's another title to discuss. So, look, in retrospect, us being favourites is still a loose title. But the way things are going, and if Liverpool take a hiding tonight, it's just come to mind, it's also a smart move from Arne Slot. He's over heavily rotated to basically, if he loses, which he looks like he is, he can turn around and go, rotate a team. The biggest thing, though, about rotating teams and rotating sides is the following. You get knocked out of the cup. You've rotated your team for Villa. By the way, also shows how much you're scared of Villa. You've rotated team against Villa, then loses. You've just forced yourself out of the cup and you've just lost 3 points in the Premier League. a week from hell. So yeah, it's there. Look, a lot of Liverpool fans will tell you this, by the way. That was a Jurgen Klopp squad that won the league. You took out Luis Diaz, you took out Darwin Nunez, you get in some of your blood that you wanted, and look what happened. So yeah. Unai Emery Masterclass incoming, absolutely. No sympathy for Liverpool Bayern fans, they didn't need facts. Buendia news. In a boot, I've heard he's out for a couple of months. I don't know if anyone else has heard that update or have I misread that or imagined it. There we go. Palace, Bournemouth, Brighton never get the credit they deserve. Facts, they're always up there. They're always Everton. I'm trying to be one of those sides as well, but yeah, I think especially Bournemouth. I've heard rumours today that Iriola, the Bournemouth manager, like both Chelsea and Liverpool are squawking over him. Liverpool are a good side in transition. They'll start cooking once the new signings bet him. Just hope it doesn't happen this weekend. Yeah. Transition is a big point. And yeah, we'll see. Villa, technically, we could say we were in a bit of a transition. Maybe that's where we started slow. So yeah. Are they going to get the fireworks like this for this weekend? Absolutely. You gave Cashy flowers for what he's done, but where's your flowers for Buendia? I did. I think anyone can back me up. Anyone who saw my emergency stream, I did Disciples. I said I got it wrong about Emi Buendia. I got it wrong. I've 100% said I got it wrong about Emi Buendia as well. Or was too critical of him, to say the least. But yeah, I did. Fraser's not confident. Ironically, they spent money and tried to build and are already winning the league and doing well. Something we have loved Villa to do. All right, it's crazy, isn't it? And that makes you question, like, does new blood and new signings always produce better results? I think what would probably say to me is Arsenal. Now, if Arsenal go and win the league title, what Arsenal have done is probably add a bit of quality in the number 9 in Gyökeres, and they've added Eze. They've added 2 star players. I think that's my sort of transfer vibe. That's the sort of window I would love Villa to operate under, which is, yes, we might be restricted from PSR, but especially in January, if Aston Villa can go and sign a quality number 9, I'm not talking a kid who's going to sit on the bench behind Ollie Watkins and suck his thumb and just be grateful he's on the Villa bench. No. I'm talking about a quality player who can come in and improve us. I know it's going to be hard to do, but that's the type of sign. And then for me, another quality addition would probably, again, be another. I know I get greedy. I'm a bit of a wide player fanatic. I love wide players. Another wide player would be absolutely lovely. So, yeah, that's how I sort of look at the way in which I would operate in a transfer window. Is all about quality. I had a death time, been doing that. My big up hasn't been working probably in the last thing I tried wasn't happening. Richard, apologies to hear about that. Thoughts and prayers are with your family, Richard. Actually, thoughts and prayers are with you. Yeah, big up. Again, I had an absolute shocker. I had a disaster class on the weekend. By the way, yeah, if you didn't know, I didn't actually tell anyone. The laptop is on its last legs. Whoever said Rice in the airing cupboard, you're absolute legend. You've done a job. But I can't lie, my laptop is about as slow as Pau Torres running in mud. But Pau Torres has been class, so I felt harsh calling him out, but I couldn't think of another slow player. Who's really slow? I can't think of anyone really slow right now. He's about as slow as my laptop's about as slow as Gabriel Bonhor right now. I'm trying to do a Sudoku, something like that. I couldn't find a good joke there. But yeah, that's what we're saying. So it is on the last legs. I am looking with Heidi, as I said, to update everything. So yeah, it's paycheck by paycheck. We'll get there. But yeah, so honestly, big up on Saturday will be the Liverpool game. I know it's an away game, which means a lot of the content creators, the Villa content creators, because it's an away game, who don't go to the game, do watch-alongs. But the OGs I know will be with me in the big up. So appreciate that. I actually appreciate that massively, that people come in and still support on there. I'm talking a big up. We are going to jump over that after this stream to do the second half of Newcastle Tottenham. Because I missed one at the weekend. I need to do one more big up to hit the quota. So people, if you could come and support and watch the last 45 minutes of Newcastle Tottenham with me, that would also be massive benefit for me and you, and we can have more chat. But yeah. Their confidence throw will get an early goal and will win. I love Richard's confidence there. Good for me. He's been so lucky with injuries he's been on fire this season. Cheers, Matthew. The people from my church have been supporting me for his time. Bit up to Richard. We've got a nice quote up there, Richard, actually. It's about being brave. Bible quote from Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." That's for you, Richard. That's for you, my friend. So there we go. And a bit up to Super Matty, one of our own. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Super Matty. He's one of our own. Big up to you, my friend. Yeah, Josh Duff said he got it wrong. Ari Brandy. Yeah, that's what I've heard. The injury news, I thought he's hobbled off. So that's what I've heard. Ollie, Donyell Marlin. I want to talk on that quickly. Donyell Marlin, for me, isn't the competition that Ollie Watkins needs. As stupid as that sounds, for me, I don't think Marlin is taking himself seriously as a number 9 either. I don't think Ollie looked at Donyell Marlin as a serious threat to his number 9 role. But quality 9s are difficult to find. I agree on that. But yeah, Villa Shane, appreciate it. Appreciate it. There is something I've worked out that you can get in Curry's called Creation Finance, so we're going to be on that. So there you go. But yeah, the OGs, big up to the OGs in the house and there. And yeah, absolutely love that from you guys. But yeah, let's quickly have a look at the head-to-heads then. As I said, we're going to jump on to big up at 9 o'clock for the second half. So if you can come and give me a bit of support on there, a bit of chat for 45 minutes of your life, that would be incredible. Heidi's going to come and join us. She's actually making a flan. We just had a chicken korma. We just had a nice chicken korma, homemade chicken korma, with almonds, coconut milk. It was delicious. Of course, poppadoms, mango chutney, the works. But she's just making a flan pastry for tomorrow, so I'm excited for that as well. I'm excited. Super Matt is back to work. Wolves are in the doldrums, aren't they? Wolves are in the doldrums. Wolves are in the doldrums, but Super Matty, top legend. Right. Mind the gap, Wolverhampton. Right. Future. Some of these games against Liverpool have been very interesting. We've given them some cracking games at Villa Park. So when we've played, I've enjoyed playing Liverpool at Villa Park. I've really enjoyed playing Liverpool at Villa Park. That's some of the actual highlighted games that I can really remember. I'd probably say that the games at Anfield have always reminded me of like we've waved the white flag. And what I mean by that is I feel like we've turned up to Anfield sometimes and we've just accepted that we're not going to get anything. Now, as frustrating and as annoying as that attitude can be, that's also for me called respecting the opposition. And this is why it's difficult. This is why when I say, are we favourites to go to Anfield and win? It still doesn't sit right with me. Because you respect what Anfield is. You respect that Anfield is a fortress. It's Liverpool. It's somewhere you don't just expect to rock up at. And that's the same vibe I get at the Emirates. And maybe to an extent point the Etihad. I still have confidence, even though our record's terrible at Old Trafford. Even though our record is terrible, I still have confidence we can go there. Probably not anymore, to be honest. I think we should lose that. But when we went to Spurs, it's like, no fear. Go beat Spurs at their ground, no fear. When we go to St James's Park, I don't feel the same. But there's something about Anfield. But yeah, let's go to that. But yeah, away from home, as you can see, we've had a 2-0 loss, a 3-0 loss in our last 2 games. We've not scored in our last 2 attempts at Anfield under Unai Emery, and they've been pretty poor performances as well. We've let the game just get away. A 1-1 draw, which will take, again, a 1-0 loss, a 2-1 loss. There's Richard wanted that, the COVID-17. Let's just remind ourselves of that. I'm never going to forget that, by the way. And it's also class that there's still a lot of players who play for us now. In fact, Watkins, hat-trick, McGinn and Barkley. Madness. Hello, Puffy. So yeah, that's that result. Sorry, I had to get that. Oh no, I've lost it now. Head-to-head, here we go. But yeah, so the last time you have to go to us, win at Anfield. Yeah, I'm still going, no, we thrashed them. You know, we've had some good results. And we've had some poor ones as well. But yeah, you have to go to this 1-0 win Lee Mason, the referee. The last time we won at Anfield was a 1-0 win. With Gabby Agbon-Lahore scoring. Of all the people. Oh, Gabby. So it's not been easy. It's not been easy to play Liverpool, especially at their gaff. And I think that's the difference for me, especially at their gaff. It's not been easy at all. So yeah, we will see. But I think there's extreme pressure, as a lot of you are saying in the chat, on Arne Slot. There's extreme pressure on him to deliver a result. And if proceedings stay the same and how he's faring tonight, then I don't know how he turns this around at all. I legit don't know how he turns it around. So yeah. Malin to me is like Diaby, but instead of good ball distribution, there's a mean shot on him. Also, chicken foul, Keeman Rice all the way. Chicken foul, that's one I need to try some, dude. Perfect time to play them. So I agree. I'm calling it now. Watkins gets 2 in the game with last minute winner. He's due a goal, to be fair, Richard. He's actually due a goal, so that would be nice. That would be nice. But yeah, for the first time in my life of supporting Villa, I'm actually going to put us down as almost favourites to win. And I think that is not just coinciding, it's a dangerous thing to do. And that's not just to coincide with the fact that, we've just beaten Tottenham and Man City and Liverpool on 5 losses. I think in football, it's a confidence thing. And I think the form that Liverpool are on, the form that we're on a rise, they're on a drop. Sometimes it's so hard to turn it around. Like Wolves, inevitable, they're on the decline. Nottingham Forest under Ange, inevitable, every game they were going to play, they were going to lose. Liverpool at the moment are in a crisis, a chaos, an element of doubt. Fans now questioning loads of things, and players' attitude looks like that. And I agree on this. I do have a real positive energy towards the Villa at the moment because they're doing the talking on the pitch. And that's what I was probably getting frustrated with Villa. There was too much talking off the pitch, not enough on the pitch. Now we're doing the talking on the pitch, and that's the talking I want to see. That's the talking I want to see. So I love it. Kev's in the house as well. Got to take advantage of it. They're 2-0 down against Palace in a heavily rotated team, but I can already hear it. Arne Slot saying, "Oh, we rotated. We rotated." Worst thing Liverpool can do now is lose to us because you've knocked yourself out of the Carabao Cup and you've just knocked yourself further down the Premier League table. Watkins' due goal is an understatement. Honestly, if there was an open goal right now, I mean, he did it for England. Let's be honest, he did it for England. He missed an open goal for England and got injured from it. So even his goal for England that he scored on international duty, it bounced off his knee. It's a bit like Gesson's goal. But yeah, whatever think about the team, I'm not going to do it tonight. But this was just a general talk again about Villa and Liverpool. But yeah, we're probably going to be looking at trying to maybe do a predicted 11 and see what I would go with. But yeah, get the first goal at Anfield, first 10 minutes. Liverpool have got a problem of conceding first as well, actually, Kev. I've heard Liverpool fans were telling me this, who I do other shows with. They're saying they've got a crisis with conceding the first goal. But do you know what's another thing? They're really struggling to defend throw-ins. You know how long throw-ins are coming back into play? Long throw-ins are like a theme of the Premier League this season. I'm thinking, didn't we have someone who could launch a long throw? Who was our long throw-in taker? Or am I dreaming this chat? I swear we had a long throw-in taker. But we need someone to just launch the ball in the box. I want to see long throw-ins. If that is Liverpool's kryptonite, then there we go. He'll score and go on a run of scoring goals. That's what he does, though. Watkins scores and then he does it. But can you remember how good he looked in pre-season and where he is now? Charlotte's a good player. God, he's a good player against us as well. And 8 league goals for Watkins in 2025. It's poor. We need better. Yeah, Villa shame, mate. It's not good enough. It's actually not good enough. Like without beating around the bush, it ain't good enough. Be ruthless, score the first goal, turn the crowd, and we go and win. Don't want them to score first. I actually think that is. Oh, Matty Cash is a decent throw. That's it. There we go. Let's get Cashy launching him. I maintain we should have sold Watkins. Yeah, you did. You did actually, and we'd have got good money from Meeks as well. So there we go. There we go. Right, chat. What I'm going to do is in a second. I'm gonna put the link in to come over for the second half of Newcastle, Tottenham, and Bill. We can continue talking Villa, and all that jazz. But yeah, I need to go over to Bill and do a little show over there because I missed because of Puff. I mean, she's under my feet again. She's literally sat on my feet right now, Puff. But my coffee is on a coaster away from the dog. The problem is when she jumps up. If I move from the seat, she's jumping up. So, yeah, that's the issue. So yeah, if you want to continue chatting Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, any other Carabao Cup games, then we'll lock in on that. But yeah, I thought I'd come on. As I said, I'll put on my community post. I haven't been consistent with the live shows. Think that I went quite hard in the transfer window. Obviously, I lost a few people's heads when I lost my head. But we're going to rebuild slow and steady. I still love doing the game day watch-alongs. I think I love the watch-alongs. I absolutely love the watch-alongs with the community because it's the same faces that come in and support, and that's what I love. Like this is the same group who come in and support and are there for a big fan. That means a lot to me, and that's why the big up's really bespoke. So yeah, I love doing the watch-alongs. Do love a good match reaction, and I'm not going to lie, I do love a live show after where we go into it. So there we go. Captain, I said I'm watching Palace with Liverpool and we can't beat them though. Though it's us, they'll probably win. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Meeks. And Duran hasn't been fine anyway. Even that's he's nuts, isn't he? But then Unai always seemed like he was the father figure that Duran needed. Do you know what I mean? Puff, she's mortified. She's mortified. I agree about Duran, but the financial it's disgusting, isn't it, Richard? And appreciate it. Right, guys, what I'll do then is come over to this link. Hopefully it works. And we're just going to continue a little bit of a chat over there. So come join me on here for the watch along. It's not a trick. It's not spam for anyone who's never seen this. And if you do have an iPhone, I'm sorry, Android users, but if you do have an iPhone, there is an app to make your viewing experience much better. Just go on the iOS App Store, type in Big Up, and you'll get the app. Come over, sign up on the app. It's very easy to do. But yeah, we're going to round up the show by saying Villa, potentially favourites at Anfield for the first time ever. And could we go get a result? And there we go. There we go. Oh, no, Captain, not good. Not good. Have you got the app, Captain, or are you on the browser? But yeah, they said with it ASAP, Michael, like ASAP. It's the next thing they're working on. It's not easy to do apps. It took them a while to do the iPhone, but now they've got the swimming things. I think the Android app's coming. So yeah, get over to the Big Up. Let's get some. Yeah, you're on Android. That would be why. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Once the app comes, you'll be all right. Get some up the Villas. Yo, please tell me it's working tonight. Yes, Richard. Yes. Richard, yes, it's working. I'm going to put that. Yes, bro. So there we go. Right, we're going to come over, get some up the Villas in there. I'm coming over to that one. And let's have a further chat and watch the Newcastle Spurs game and chill. And as I said, Heidi up as well. But yeah, Big Up. I'm out of here, chat. Thanks for all the help. Thanks for the love. I'll see you over in the Big Up, hopefully. Ta-da.